Mute. Oh, there he goes. Bam. Are we live? We are live. Hey guys, what's up? Mr. Watkins. Hi, Mr. Spin. Hey.
Morning.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Austin, you don't know how true that is. Sevan's making sure his man bun is straight. That was the last thing that I tied up. Good morning, Mr. Chapman. Good morning. Good morning, Jethro. Good morning, everyone. The winners will be. Is Danielle Brandon competing?
Yes.
Event 1 winners will be Danielle Brandon. And it's obvious why. And Mr. Spin, who will the male winner be?
It's Roman or Jason, in my opinion, after watching the African event 1.
What did you see? What did you see in Africa? What do you mean after you see it? Why did you need to see it? Why is seeing it different than just seeing it on paper?
The big question was, what is the hand over hand pull going to be like?
How costly was that?
Yeah, and watching that, Jason Smith crushed it. He's one of the bigger athletes. He made the hand over hand pull look way easier than the smaller guys, and obviously it's a weaker field than you'll see in the Northeast. But when you think about smaller athletes versus big, it's going to be the bigger athletes who still have that motor, and that's a Roman and Jason are the two that completely stand out.
And I've heard Danielle Brandon looks tiny in person, so that might be a bad choice on my part. You're saying?
I disagree. She does not look tiny in person.
She does not. Okay. That makes me good. I've just heard that when you see her in person, she's small. She's a totally different creature than what you see on Instagram.
No, my only concern with Danielle is her back better than she healed it up since last year. With the hand over hand pull, it could light up your back pulling that. So there would be a chance that maybe she has to slow down a little bit more than you would expect. But if that's back in good order, I think she's going to be in contention for sure.
Tyler, what did you say? When he said that, you said something about the pull, hand over hand. What the cost is?
What the cost is.
Explain that to me.
I think a lot of people look at it and they're like, that's not going to take much time. It's not going to be much burden on the athletes. And I was like, depending on the drag of the sled, the weight, I mean, it could cost way more physically than I think people are guessing. And so I was interested to see that as well.
Mr. Spin, can you compare the sled pulls from region to region to region because they might have different floors, or are all the floors, the surfaces the sleds will be dragged on the same?
I think they'll be fairly the same. Obviously, they are going to be different with whatever Africa was able to procure for the flooring versus North America and Europe. I don't know if so. In Africa, they had to pull it back and forth 3 times each round. So you pulled it 25, 30 feet, and then you turned around, pulled the rope back, and then, went back and forth 3 times. I don't know if that's the same in the East, if it'll be, the same down and back 3 times. That could change a little bit, but I think overall it'll be pretty similar.
Stephanie S. Danielle is very tiny in person. Saw her at Wadapalooza, and the only thing big about her was her rack. Wow, Stephanie, not cool. Please, not on this show. Scott Perkins, Sevan, have you asked Brian Friend about the funeral for Mal he was a part of over at Talking Woke Fitness? No, I have not, and I don't think Mal is dead. She was spotted at Disneyland today. I personally have never seen a sled. I've never seen this sled. The thread we're on, someone sent a picture of it. I've never seen this thread. Caleb, can you show, for those of you who don't know, this is not a piece of equipment from a San Francisco night show. This is a leather sled. Has anyone here used this? Caleb, do you guys use this in the desert?
No, we didn't even have these in the desert. This is even below us.
This is just a piece of cow with a piece of steel, back of a cow with a piece of steel ring on it, like some woke kid's nose ring.
Are they leather or are they canvas? They
I
look
think
like,
it's canvas.
yeah, it looks canvas to me.
They're kind of gangster.
I think they're cool as hell.
How much is that piece of thick canvas leather?
$115.
And any concerns? God, this is some minimalist shit. We were talking the whole time. How are they going to get equipment over to Africa? I mean, this explains this. I mean, you can just roll this up and send it in a tube, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to get, something like that over there, even cheaper than sending over the metal sleds. The metal sleds, I think maybe potentially could tear up some of the floor, with 225 pounds on it, but this seems to be a good alternative.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that stem is called that's that standard diameter that plates, slip over. But I thought I saw a picture on one of our threads that actually showed a stem coming out of this piece of leather, this piece of cloth.
I thought I saw that too.
Yeah, I think it's a PVC pipe, just to keep the plates stacked on top of each other.
I think I asked this. I don't remember what the answer was. Has anyone here used one of these?
No, I've never even seen them. Before it popped up in the thread yesterday, I'd never even heard of it.
Caleb, I want to read is there a description? I just want to read the description out loud on that thing. It looks cool. I want to try it. And I'm guessing it's limited the surfaces you can pull that on. I'm guessing if I pull that in the street at my house, my street will just tear that thing up.
There it is. Important on there. Not on concrete or asphalt.
It does say that. Okay. The Spud Inc. Magic Carpet Sled is a heavy-duty weight sled designed for maximum versatility and portability. The sled itself weighs less than 4 pounds. It's considerably lighter than a traditional metal dragging sled. It's able to hold up to 600 pounds. Use the Magic Carpet Sled on grass, AstroTurf carpet, any gym or training space with rubber or tile flooring, non-abrasive surface, and you're good to go.
Good for road. Good for road.
You mean for having something cool like that?
Well, I mean, sleds cause a lot of problems at gyms, and like most people have turf or rubber on their floor. So yeah, good for them for creating something and it's not going to take up a ton of space. Like think about how much space sleds take up. You just throw this in a closet somewhere.
Yeah, you could stack 100 sleds in the closet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it says it holds up to 600 pounds, and the most will be seen is how much?
225 for the men.
Okay. Which ends up being what? How do they do that? They stack a bunch of 45s? How many 45s is that?
Yeah, 5.
Oh, dang. Wow. Did anyone see any footage from Africa? Any accidents when, with those turns you're talking about, the weight falling over, anything like that?
No. It seemed like it spun around pretty easily when they did have to go back and forth. It stayed, pretty stuck to the ground. I did notice on the last pull when they were pulling over the finish line, it kind of did come up a little bit. My biggest question is I've heard that they have to keep both feet on the floor when they are pulling. They can't step backwards. But I did see some do it, and there was no penalties, no repercussions for it. So I think it's that's what you're supposed to do, but you kind of just get a slap on the wrist if you do.
Caleb, that girl's hair behind you is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Should I tell her?
No, it's fine. But you can tell her that 600 people also think it's amazing if you do tell her. So for those of you who don't understand, I don't know if that was Spin or Tyler who said that, but yesterday I did sled pulls with my kids, and my kids like to do that too. It is easier, or at least I don't know if it's easier, but you can recruit different muscles when you get tired if you start walking backwards rather than pulling. So what you're saying is that maybe they need to tape off a square on the floor in the future and be like, hey, you have to stay in here. If you don't stay in here, there's a 1 second penalty for every time you step out of the square or something.
Do you think they're doing it so they have to focus it on their arms or both leg drives at the same time? It seems to me like if you wanted to focus on the legs being burnt, you wouldn't really care if they walked backwards. But I mean, maybe they don't want to focus it that way.
Yeah, I think they definitely want the pulling motion of it with the arms. But yeah, I think even just a simple tape line and keeping your feet on that tape line would work. Mm-hmm. If your feet come off that line, then you have to bring it back or something like that. But
if you lack the focus, confidence, and strength to stay in one spot when you pull the rope, go out and grab yourself some Paper Street Coffee, paperstcoffee.com. Use code word Sevan. There it is. And you'll get a personal note in your coffee. You won't get any money off, but you'll get a personal note in your coffee and maybe a dick pic from Gabe. Every 1,000 orders gets a dick pic. Okay. Wow. I'm shot out of a cannon this morning. Okay. Foot brace. Anyone allowed to? Are people bracing their feet, or it's all on you? You just stand there out.
It's all on you
and wing it. Mm-hmm. And that's why you guys are suggesting, in every respect, this workout benefits a heavier athlete, whether it be with the machines or pulling the weight.
Yeah, you can move the runner better if you have more weight to push the tread. Same thing on the rower. Like, it's easier to row when you're heavier, and then the ski it's easier to pull, and then mass moves mass on the sled. So
I apologize. I misunderstood. No dick pics, just 15% off with the Sevan code. I apologize. This is what I was concerned about. It folds under itself all the time. I think he's referring to
something else.
I think he's referring to the sled. Yeah, interesting, right? But I haven't heard any complaints. I didn't
see any of that during watching the African semifinal.
Let's review event 1 real quick. I'll read it out loud, and then let's go over and look at the list of athletes. I also went over to the Africa leaderboard, and all the scores were already put in for the whole week. So they're having some sort of issues over there.
They just already know.
They are, but if you do go to rebelrenegadegames.com, they do have the leaderboard correct.
And whose leaderboard is that?
That's the organization who's running it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird, right? Who actually won the event in Africa?
On the women's side,
yeah,
it was Gilmari Renke.
So are workout 1 scores even correct?
No.
Oh,
no, those are athletes from last year and the rankings they were in, I believe.
Okay, so shouldn't change the reference to 2023 leaderboard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the women's scores, someone wrote, the women's scores they have are all wrong. Okay. So that, and what you guys are saying, those are last year's scores.
Yeah, at least the athletes are. They Michelle Moran won it, and then it was Christina, and then Michelle. So it's the athletes that are this year, but I think there might be scores from last year.
Shout out to Travis and Brian for great coverage on barbell spin, for lead up and discussion. John and his dog were useful as well. Who's Travis?
The guy in the middle right there.
Travis.
Oh. Gotcha. All right. My bad. What the fuck is your name?
I don't know.
Okay. You're like Eminem. You have 3 names.
Oh, it frustrates everybody at work because my display name is always Jason because it's my first name, but Tyler's the name I go by. So.
All right. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, you can go to Barbell Spin on Instagram, and everything there will be the fastest news you can get in the space. It's where everyone goes. It's where I go. It's all of us have our notifications turned full blast. It's Mr. Spin's Instagram account. He also has a podcast that he does on the regular with John Young and Tyler Watkins. And this is, I personally think this is like kind of the ultimate resource. I don't even know how he gets all his shit so fast, but who cares? It's good. Okay. Let's look at event 1 real quick. Three machines, right? And a lot of work on them. We have this 3,000 meters on the Echo bike. What is it for those of us who don't think in terms of meters? What are some other metrics that can give us an idea of how far that is?
So the way I always thought about it when doing meters on an assault bike was it took about 110 revolutions.
Okay.
Per 1,000 meters.
You're a geek. I bet you Tyler has a number for that too. Jeez.
Per 1,000 meters. And so if you think about 70 RPM, it's going to take about a minute and a half.
Wow. And that's moving, right? I do assault bike, but on the 70 RPMs is moving.
Yeah, and I don't know how that may equate to the Echo bike, but that's just a rough estimate.
So it's 70 RPMs, and that's a minute. Did you say a minute?
Minute
so
and a half.
Okay, so that's
a
4.5
chill
minutes
pace.
at 70 RPMs.
That's a chill pace for these athletes, though. It's not a it's not gonna be fun, but it's not a too terrible pace.
Yeah, all the men finished in Africa on the best heat right around 4 minutes.
Wow.
Just over.
Did they look fresh coming off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they were definitely not pushing the pace at all. I mean, it's kind of a warm up for these guys. You'll lose it if you go too hard on that first part.
Right.
This is a great question. Seema Beaver, does barbell spin sell insurance? He totally. God, please tell me you do. Please tell me you do.
I do not.
Oh my God, you see it right, Tyler? Caleb, you see it right?
Definitely. He probably works for State Farm, honestly.
Dude, he's in their kitchen right now.
It's Brian from State Farm.
That is incredible. Okay. So okay, and then what happens after that? They jump off 4.5 minutes on this Echo bike, and then they jump off.
Do a pull.
And how close is that? Where that is?
So the way they had it set up, the sled is right next to the bikes, and so they walk down the floor and start pulling it towards the finish line, and they turn around, bring it back towards the start, and then pull it back towards the finish line for the first round.
Is it 10 feet or 20 feet, or how exactly? How many feet would you say, just roughly from the bike to where you start pulling?
It was like 28 feet.
Okay, and then you finish that, and you go to the assault runner. Is the assault runner just adjacent to the bike?
The assault runner was near the finish line. So when you finish the third round and pull that sled, it finishes right next to the runner.
Okay, and then 2,000 meters on the assault runner. That's over 5,000 feet. That's a little more than a mile.
Mile and a quarter.
Okay. And what are some of the times on that? And are the guys hurting? Does anyone walk, or they all get on and start jogging?
I would imagine they have to be just holding a decent pace again. Like
there were a couple women stopped, took a breather when I was watching. Again, it's it was. I think
patriarchy has spoken. A couple of women took a breather.
Back to the sled. It took 3 minutes for those guys to pull the sled, and that was for Jason anyway. So a little bit longer for those who weren't keeping up on the top of the pace.
And Jason's a man with gray hair, right? How old is Jason Smith? 40?
38, 39.
Yeah.
Okay. And he won that event?
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. Wow. Did Keelan Henry's size was that a problem on this workout?
That's what I was curious to see is would it be him or Jason that would do better? Whether it was a smaller athlete or the bigger. And I mean, Keelan did fine. He finished, I think, 5th or 6th overall, but it definitely, the larger you are and that can still hold a run. That's where it's coming down to, I think, is can you pull the sled and can you push the pace on the run?
Yeah. I'm watching the women right now, and they are not moving fast.
Mm-mm.
It's like a little bit above a trot.
You're watching it live or recording?
No, I'm watching a replay.
Okay. Nick Hope, how is there 700 plus people watching, only 13 likes on YouTube? I'll explain it. It's very simple. Everyone hates me, but people are so desperate for content that they watch anyway. And these are the people who are dedicated to Tyler and Spin. So there were actually 1,200 likes, but there's 1,187. So please check my math dislikes. So there you go. And if you have any other hard questions that involve math, I will do them for you. Keelan is short, maybe Colton Merton size over there in Africa, right? 5'4", tiny, right? But built like a brick shit house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a tank. Okay. And then so how long is that 1.25 miles on the runner? Minutes wise, roughly.
I mean, some of the women were 12, 13 minutes. I think Jason finished, what do I have? Just over 9 minutes.
Okay. For the run.
Mm-hmm. So just under an 8-minute mile pace.
Coffee Pods and Wads, Pedro, who will be our correspondent in Berlin in the upcoming weeks, says the move is made on the runner. Whoever gets off the run first will be hard to catch. Mr. Watkins, why is that?
Yeah, because I mean, you're able to make up so much time on that, and I think people at that moment are going to be suffering. They won't want to like really dig in deep, and it's all soul at that point. And like training, if you've done a lot of running training when tired, it'll show right here.
Who's the best runner in North America East on the men's side?
There's a lot of good runners. I think Rowan's a big fear because he's heavy. Like he's heavier, but he's also a decent runner. Adler and then Hopper, like all the three best guys in the field right now. They're all amazing runners.
And Sarah Buckman, sorry, I forgot to like. Here's another one for you. Yeah, everyone just like it twice. Don't be a douche. Just like it twice. Subscribe. Do all the stuff that the Buttery Bros tell you to do, please. And on the women's side, who's a powerful runner? Who are we going to see? Where are we going to see that statement that you guys are making about the runner being so important? Who's going to be the kind of the definitive example of that on the women's side?
I see Brooke Wells, Danielle Brandon, Amanda Barnhart, Emma Lawson.
Any just outstanding runners? Is Emily Rolfe in this? No, that she's West.
Yeah.
Okay. And she is an outstanding runner. What about Brooke Wells? We saw her, I want to say last year, come off the runner, and it was some pretty interesting footage. She looked like she was punch drunk. Do you remember that last year at one of the semifinals? She came off the runner and she I don't know if someone even caught her. She was jacked up. Not a problem this year?
I don't know what happened there, but I looked at the Capitol, I think, is a good kind of comparison to what we might see this morning. Reason being is it did require power output on the pig, and then also the odd objects with a longer run there in the middle. So to me, it seems a little similar to that. And I mean, of the women in the North America East, Brooke was the best finisher, followed by Danielle and Amanda.
Oh, I like it. I'm telling you, Danielle Brandon. I thought that's a great pick. Go ahead, Tyler.
I tend to lean more towards the Texas Trail just because the sandbag was such a limiter in the Capitol event for a lot of people. And it's weird. If you don't have you don't have long arms, you're not going to do well in the Capitol event. And so I lean more heavily on that one, but Danielle Brandon won that event. And then the next person in our semifinal is Emma Lawson. And she finished like fifth or sixth.
But Brooke wasn't there, so we don't know how she would have done.
Right.
Stand by, guys. We have some huge breaking news. It sounds like event 1 will be aired on YouTube for anyone who can find the CrossFit podcast. Now, that will be very, very difficult to find. Many of you will have the information. Very few of you will find it. Even if I were to send you a link, you probably couldn't find it.
It's encoded.
Is this true? Is this thing going to be, is event 1 going to be shown? Are we going to hear Chase talking about event 1? Oh shit. They're already live on there. Let's take a peek without getting us kicked off. Let's hear what they're saying. 3 seconds.
Oh, so they got floor cam set up. They're not even.
Okay, so and they got Chase. You could see Chase on there. So are you telling me that this is the team event 3 and originally wasn't going to be televised and now it is?
They're pulling something out of the Zealous Games handbook right here.
Wow. Okay.
Good for
Okay,
Chase.
so when this is over, guys, this show will be over in 20 minutes and we will I guess we'll keep going and we'll actually try to play a couple seconds for you and find out, and then we can all travel over there together. Okay, and there's more breaking news though. The big news is from the Echo Bike. The Rogue Echo Bike has made an announcement. John Young rode me and I made him gay. Well, that's cool. I cannot say that you will have those same benefits for everyone who rides it, but these are some of the working out has its benefits. Wow, 40 viewers over there. Hugh Anus. Please, Tyler, this show's serious. Please don't.
I think. Well, it's
mute
because I
yourself
think
if
the
you're
J
laughing.
is silent. It's Yanus.
My bad. Oh, you were laughing at me. Yeah, asshole, for my enunciation. I'm telling you that account is so hard to find. It is straight from the small island of the United Kingdom. Newt says it's embarrassing how long it took them to realize they fucked up by not streaming. Well, let's be positive. They are streaming it, and they even have internet on your island, so that's cool. Jake Chapman, Sevi, I feel like CrossFit is to you a son who now has a stepdad you dislike. I feel like CrossFit is to you a son. I'm the son, and it's the stepdad. I like it. That works. Yeah. Yeah, he's fucking my mom, and he hits me once in a while. Yeah, I get it. Fair enough. Okay, I'll go with it. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. It hurts a little bit, but I'm not gonna like. I'm gonna chill. Okay. Let me where we're at here, guys, because we're getting close to the picks. We are 4 minutes on the whatever that 3,000 meter was. What was that?
On the Echo Bike?
On the Echo Bike. Okay, 4 minutes on the Echo Bike. And then pool. How long was the first pool? The rope pool?
3 minutes.
3 minutes on the rope. And then 12 to 13 minutes on the 1.25 mile run. And then we go back
for the men, it'd be about 9 minutes.
Okay, okay. So we'll say 9 to 13, depending on what you have in your pants. And now, what fatigue do we see when they get to now we're going to see them pull the sled the second time? What do we see now? What are the implications of all that other shit that they've done already? The running, the first pull, and the Echo Bike. Before
you answer, Ryan, okay. I imagine they don't slow down much. Like at that point, they're just staying steady.
For Jason, absolutely true.
Yeah.
The smaller guys. So Darren Zernimer, he was, I think, first or second in the quarterfinals for Africa. He's a smaller athlete and he struggled big time. So that the cumulative effect of the pull started to get to him. And he finished way down there, I think 24th or something like that.
What was Jason first off the bike?
I mean, they were all off within 10, 15 seconds of each other. It was not, it's what you're used to seeing on a machine that's the start of a long workout. There's no reason to press it.
How about, sorry, was Jason first off the runner?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. He was the fastest on the pull, and then he held on to the run, and then he was just, he separated himself on the second pull.
And do you have any idea if anyone made pace or made ground on him on the runner? And I'm asking all these questions about the runner because we've established of how important it is. Did anyone make gains on him on the runner?
It was tough to see, but it did appear that a few of them were running slightly faster than him. But they had no gas or the ability to pull on that second one.
This is absolute bullshit. There's no way Sevan can do seated rope climb. When my arm is healthy, I can do anything with a rope. I am a pulling machine. How dare you? So they pull, and when he's pulling, is he doing feet side by side with the rope between his legs in short pulls, or big pulls with turning?
He's doing big two-handed pulls.
Okay.
Pulling the sled 3-4 feet each pull.
Okay, so he's not doing hand over hand. It's too heavy for that. It's not a steady stream. It's pull,
yank.
Okay.
Yeah. You saw a few try it, and I think they quickly realized it was not going to be sustainable.
Okay. And so then they finished that pull. How long does that pull take them?
Again, just 3 minutes.
And then it's the final machine, which is the
ski.
Oh God, why? They should just throw that machine away.
I love the ski so much.
But you enjoy watching it?
Just because of how powerful these athletes are. That's why I enjoy watching it. It's like amazing to me because I feel like ski is one of the better instruments I'm good at, and they're just on a different planet. Like watching Roman pull on this is crazy.
I just can't figure out how to share this experience in any, like the Echo Bike.
With
We can
people who
talk about
don't do it.
meters and calories and minutes and the assault air runner, you know, running. But yeah, there's no. It's just there's no parallel in the real world, right? It is its
Right.
own creature. Is that true?
Well, it's like the thing that I liken it to in real life is like chopping wood, and no
Okay.
one knows. Like most people didn't grow up doing that, and you don't chop wood for time in an aerobic context. So
Okay.
it's different. But yeah, there's not really a lot of like movements like that out in the real world.
And how long do they spend chopping wood? I mean, skiing erg.
Again, Jason took 4 minutes. So a 2 minute per 500, which is not fast for these guys, but after the amount of pulling, I think it did take its toll. And again, Jason was well ahead of the next athlete. So he didn't have to push to know that he was going to end up winning the 100 points in Africa.
Jake Chapman, I did 2K in 7 minutes the other day and it almost killed me. These guys are mental fit. Fair?
This guy's British, huh?
The way he used the word mental.
Yeah, it's like a dead giveaway.
So any passing during the sled pulls, and did you see any like tight races, anything that added some excitement?
Not in Africa anyway. They're all pretty spread out because it's such a long event that there wasn't anything that was, Jason beat the next person by 34 seconds. And even down to 7th place, Jason beat that 7th place by 3.5 minutes 2.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So yeah, it's pretty spread out. There might be closer races with 60 athletes.
Anyone not finish?
Yeah. No one on the women's side finished.
No one on the women's side finished.
No.
Are we going to see that also here in 25 minutes? The women go first, right? Are we going to see any women finish?
Yeah.
We are going to see some.
Yeah, we'll see some women finish, but we'll see more than not
Wow,
finish.
interesting. Okay, Caleb, can you bring up the women's list of competitors? Just got the leaderboard. I'll read through some names, and then you will hear picks from the wisest men in the space. Annika Greer, Sydney Wells, Shelby Neal, Emma Lawson, Paige Semenza, Alexis Raptis, Emma Carey, Paige Powers. Wow, this is going to be crazy. Lexi Neely, Fisa Gaffi, Danielle Brandon. There she is, the winner. Amanda Barnhart, Jessica Schwartz. She was on my fantasy team for the lawn chair leaderboard one year. Tori Dyson and Brooke Wells. Anyone here? Any specialists here who I didn't mention their names who have a chance just to steal this one from the pipe hitters?
This one's weird to look for that on. Like, you don't tend to see this type of workout this early in the season, and so I don't think we have a lot of comparison for the no name people, the people who are.
What do you mean by that? This kind of workout?
Long runs, like long enduring workouts like this. This is a generally like a game style workout, and so there's not a ton of off season comps that have events like this. So
Paige Powers, good guess. Okay. And when you mean like this, what do you mean with so many machines?
More distant, like enduring style workout. This, yeah, and with machines. I mean, this feels like a games workout to me, doesn't it? You, Brian?
It does. I think again, I would say somebody like a Shelby Neal, who is stronger. Caroline Prevost, who obviously has been to the games, but probably is overlooked compared to some of the names you read over. Ashley Wozni is one of the stronger athletes, so they may be able to make up some ground on the pulls, and it's just a matter of how that kind of fits in with the run.
Right.
Ben Smith's team just won the event. That's good information. I didn't even know there was a CrossFit Games app. CrossFit Games app just posted notifications of podcasts streaming it. Now you got to find it. Jake Chapman, Sell Woke Bro is anagram of Brooke Wells. Wow. We're from very interesting people here in the chat. Okay. Your picks for women, Mr. Spin.
For this first test workout event.
Yes, okay.
Test event workout. Yes, for that.
I'm going to go with Amanda Barnhart
I like
taking
it.
the top, followed by Emma Lawson.
And why not Paige Powers? Clearly shit tons of machines over there at Mayhem, strong as shit, committed. It seems right up her alley.
So again, I use the Capital event. She's historically struggled on the longer events. In the Capital, she finished 37th.
Okay.
Now, she did great at Wadapalooza, but we don't have the super long events there. They're more, shorter power based. I will say if she does do well in this, watch out, because I think she's going to do well in a lot of the events after this.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you keep an eye on Paige Powers. She may make a huge statement here.
If she does really well on this,
yeah,
I think
she's gotten better at weaknesses. Yeah.
Okay. And you, Mr. Watkins, which we got Amanda Barnhart and Emma Lawson.
I like Emma Lawson for first, and then DB for second.
I don't want to. I'm a huge Emma Lawson fan. But I don't know. This seems like some like you need some seasoned muscle on you for this one. That this is. I don't know. This seems like
you're not wrong. I mean, and that's why I think Brian went with Amanda. But I think Emma's work capacity is fine on those pulls, and she's a good runner. So yeah, I'm not worried about her.
All right, and I'm gonna pick Danielle Brandon just because she's Danielle Brandon, and she's hot. Okay, number. I mean, because she's at Brute, and Matt Torres is a fantastic coach.
Hey, Sevan, I got a board, so
in Spanish. Where are you in Mexico?
No, I'm in Miami.
El Paso. Oh, Miami. Oh, okay. That was Cuban. I'm sorry. That wasn't Spanish. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I guess that leaves it up to me.
I think I can, because we do have JR and Brian's picks for this event.
Oh, did you send me a something to post for that?
I sent you the files. Yeah.
Where did you send it?
I think Sevan. I'll check.
No, I don't. Did you send me a text?
I can.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Okay, yeah. And that is a serious pick from Sevan. That is my serious pick. I think she needs to win one, and I think Danielle needs to win one, and I think she thinks she can win this one, and I think she's going to come out full blast. I also think she's hot. That was serious too. I think so. I do want to. Hot? Who?
Lawson or Brandon?
They're all hot. They're all. I think they're all hot. It's just I just think Danielle Brandon can handle it being called hot, and some people don't like to be called hot. So I think they're all hot. If I offended anyone, I'm not sorry. CrossFit Games. I'm going to go to the leaderboard now. That I apologize for Caleb not pulling his duties. His check this week bounced, so he's a little pissed. It happens. Semifinals, North America, search by athlete, women, men, and here we go. I will bring up the list. Our correspondent from Poland, Adrian, with an improvised crowd interview with Christian Harris. Nice, dude. Yeah, there you go. A little home cooking. Adrian Conway interviewing Christian Harris. Okay. Dallin Pepper, James Sprague. Oh my goodness. Spencer Panchik, Jeffrey Adler, Mr. Luke Parker, Jason Hopper, Saxon, Alex Vigneault, Marquand Jones. He's too old, right? He's gas out in the last.
Marquand's not that old, is he?
Oh, I feel like he's been around forever.
He's been competing forever, it feels like.
Okay. Jake Berman, Peter Mason.
That's Tyler's guy.
That is?
I swear to God, if he lets me down, I'm gonna drive down to Atlanta and kill him.
Noah Olson, Sevan Ramajatan. Who the fuck is this? All right. Ben Davidson, Nate Ackerman, Roman Krennikov. You know who I think has something to prove here? I think two people have something to prove here.
Same.
Luke and James. Luke Parker and James Sprague. Do or die. Do or die for these guys.
Who do you like better in this event, Luke or James?
I think it's too long for Luke, but I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I'd like to see, man, if James could be 1 and Luke could be 2 or vice versa, it would start the week off crazy.
Mark Juan's 33, by the way.
Mr. Townsend, good morning. Good morning. Okay. Picks, Mr. Spin, for the boys.
I can't take anybody but Roman on this one.
Okay.
But I'll take second. I think I'll say Adler. I'll let Tyler pick his Jason. But I think Adler, this is his year if he wants to show it that he's there and can win this thing. So
too little? Is he too little? Too little?
No.
Not too short?
Okay, he'll be just fine in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, Roman and Adler from Mr. Spin, Mr. Watkins.
I think it goes Jason and then Roman. I don't know.
I didn't see Jason. Did I say his name?
I think you did, but he's there.
He might be on the second page.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I was telling myself a story about this morning. Like Jason to me has something to prove at this point in the season because he came out in Knoxville his first year and he swept the whole thing. And then it's been like he took a big step back since then. And so to me, like he's done better and better at the games. And I guess that's the one you want to do the best at. But to me, I want to prove myself again at this. And then also, again, this is just me. If I were him, I'd be making an enemy out of Roman. Like, not that he hates Roman or anything, but like I'd be building that story up in my head. I need to beat Roman. That's who everybody's got their eyes on him in this field. And that's who I need to go throw down with. And I'm
tired of people saying I'm second best at machines because that's what everyone says about Jason. Oh my God, Jason is the second best guy at machines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he wins this, can he take that title? Will people start saying, no, actually Jason's better at machines?
Yeah. I don't know if they'll say he's better, but now he's in the conversation of like, well, let Jason beat him at this event. I think it'll be hard. Roman would be hard pressed to win if Jason beats him in this workout.
Any collateral effect on Jason Hopper with the drama coming out of the HWPO camp with Mal O'Brien pulling out? Any effect on him?
He's an athlete. He's a football athlete. Nonetheless, you have the ability to throw stuff away on game day.
No shit's given. Just put his head down and
behind you.
Yeah, and I don't think it was as much of a shock to that camp as it was the rest of us.
Right.
So he may have had more days and time to process that.
Jen Schneider just wanted to say we love you, Sevan. Well, thank you. She could be Armenian. Look at her. Not with that name. She must have married. She married a whitey. Nope. Trina. Nope. She agrees with you. Very good point, though. Right. I'm acting like it was a shock to them, but they're obviously all close. They know what's going on, and they stay up to speed on that. So probably no effect for Amanda Barnhart or Katrin or any of them, right?
No.
It's game day.
Move forward. Dark horses in either the men or the women. Anyone? Do you guys laugh, poo my James Sprague and Luke Parker? These are big boys, right? This is big boy time.
Sprague could do really well in this event. I want to know how he's going to do on the pool. He's lighter than some of the other athletes. I think he's like lankier, an offensive term, but you know what I'm saying. But I think he can handle himself, and if he does, he'll do really well at this event.
6'4", 210 pounds, and only 21.
6'4". That's crazy, though.
James can barely order a beer.
I mean, I'm looking at maybe Jack Farlow as having some, enter the mix in that. It depends on how well he's able to pull that and run. Cornwall, I think, is also one to kind of keep an eye on.
Is it weird that we're not talking about the great Saxon Panchik, that we haven't this coming from just outstanding pedigree?
Go ahead, Brian.
I think he'll be fine, but I don't think he's going to be top 5, right? I mean, with 12 coming out of North America East, you don't have to be top 5 every time like you used to. So, finishing 10th in this one sets him up fine the rest of the weekend.
Absolutely.
I just typed in CrossFit Games podcast to and I found it. Look it. I can't even believe it. Oh no. Be cool, Sevi. Be cool. There they are. Look at that.
I love this. It reminds me of the old days.
And I love that. And that, to me, that shows me everybody.
The old days was what, back on Twitter.
Right.
That's
Twitter
the,
updates.
That's the real old days. It looks like they're just staying live. And it looks like they're just staying live, and they're going to go straight over into event 1, which is 7 minutes away, right? It's 6:55 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Greg Glassman, that stream is great. Yeah, the picture looks crazy good. Good on them. All right. No, only 7 seconds, James. Only 7 seconds. Oh, look at this. James needs a solid performance to lock up at the demo team. Ay, that hurts. Yikes. Ay. All right. The dude in the CK Echo Bike has spoken. The dude in the Calvin Klein shirt definitely vapes. Which one of us
is it?
On the left in the screen.
Oh. Oh my God. I was like looking at Brian Spencer.
I was like, what?
Okay. What happens? So now we know where we can watch it. This is fantastic with Chase and Adrian. We'll all be over there doing that. And then what happens afterwards? Do we come back on here, or do we? What happens? Do we have a
What's the break between this?
I
and
guess
event
it's my
2?
show, and I should know the schedule, but I don't. Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's a but I saw your real quick. Sorry, before we get to that, we have a couple minutes. And we have test 1 picks from JR Howell, Jason Hopper, and Emma Carey. Is that correct?
I can't. There you go.
Oh, and I can just pull this up.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Here we go. J.R. Howell, Athlete Watch. Jason Hopper. Jason is known for his prowess on the machines. He also is extremely good with odd objects. And the female, I expect Emma to showcase her ability to grind and put out on the machines.
Emma Carey was not one we talked about. To me, it's an interesting pick. I mean, I am not gonna contradict JR. It just doesn't seem like she would do well at this to me, but I also don't know that much about her. So, yeah.
And can you click the next slide? It looks like you can just push a button on your screen and it will go over to the
Brian.
Oh, there we go. Okay, Brian picks Roman Krennikov with a 2nd and 6th in the capital test at the 2022 games. Brian Fenn says, respectfully, both athletes have shown they can go long when running with work on either side. I think he means Jason and Roman, but and then he picks Danielle Brandon. Wow. Okay.
So she got 6th on the capital, is 2nd and 6th respectively.
And then who's that third? That's just JR again.
That's just a different one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. So I guess I should go over here to this semifinals thread. It looks like I gotta find the schedule here. Does anyone know? Maybe someone even in the comments can see our schedule better than we can on our YouTube page.
The men's heat ends at 12 or 1:22 Eastern. So then there's a break. I don't know.
I see. I just found it. So, okay. So it's 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's this show now. We'll be off the air in 4 minutes to watch event 1. They'll start with the women over there in Orlando for the North America East semifinal. And then I guess we'll see the men go. So we won't be back until 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is basically
plus 3.
Yeah, 3.5 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a interesting link here that someone sent us. Oh shit. Okay. What's going on here? Let's finish with this really quick. I hope he's okay. Mike looks like this photo sums up how day 1 went. Absolutely brutal, but hey, that was fun. Now let's see what day 2 will bring. Oh, Pool Boy got fucked up, huh? Does anyone know what happened?
I don't.
Alrighty. And that's a mouthpiece behind his ear like that?
Yeah, I think so.
But basically he went so hard that something shut down.
He must be fine. Their team CrossFit 1977 finished 11th this morning.
Okay, out of 30?
40.
Okay.
So
there will be 60 athletes at these events. So this is going to be quite something else. Dave, love these posters. JR and Brian look like they're dropping a rap album. Those are all Tyler Watkins graphics, I think, right? You made those?
Yep.
Yeah, that's some good shit. What about I thought someone chose Berman for this workout. Did JR originally choose Berman? No, okay.
No, that's for a different event. I won't spoil it.
Oh, okay, good. I apologize for that. Okay, guys. Here we go. One more little update. None of the women in the first heat of Africa made it to the burpee box jump overs. Okay, so that must be for another workout.
yeah, that's the second.
Oh, that must be in Africa right now.
The second test workout event.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you guys. You guys know a lot. You guys know a lot. That was awesome. I will see you guys. I guess we'll go over to the CrossFit Podcast now. And let me refresh and see what we got. Oh, they're talking about the sled. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Oh, I got to show you guys this. This is actually really cool what they're doing. So they got all the cameras live. They are doing it just like the Zealous games where they keep all the cameras live.
That's a great name. A magic carpet sled.
They keep the audio on Chase and Adrian. Then you got the corrals and the field. So they got all the angles, right?
Maybe in that third pull towards the finish line, people would actually hoping
all right.
to fly.
I'm gonna head over there.
I think people might like this more than the regular broadcast
stream. I know. I think so too. I mean,
I feel that. Yeah. That was my thought. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, this feels like the old semifinal or old regionals days. And it's kind of cool because you kind of have to work to find it. I like this.
Yeah. I mean, just as a quick look here, there's not one negative comment.
It just sucks. Like,
and that's kind of rare for the games page.
Once you start to do things like act like you're doing things super professionally, the moment that you screw up, people are on you because you're like, oh, you wanted to act professional. We're going to hold you to that standard. But if you do something like we did for the Zealous games, it's like everybody's super easy on you.
Sema Beaver, it's like they're using StreamYard or something. All right, guys. Thank you. We will see all of you. Thank you for all your support. And we will see you guys in like 3.5 hours. So enjoy today's events, and we'll see you guys soon. Mr. Spin, thank you. Tyler, thank you.
Yeah, man.
See you guys soon.
See you.